just wanted to share with you today how to replace a burnt out socket in a ceiling fan. It would also probably work in a light fixture, but I'm just talking about a ceiling fan because that's what I had. This is my spare room. It used to be my daughter's room, but one of these globes was out. This one wouldn't work. And so for a year to probably 2.5 years, this globe hasn't worked. And I thought I would just find a... Well, I like the small fan because the ceilings are low and it's a very small kids' room. You can see it's really small. And I like the clear globes because it gives more light to the room. And for a kid's room, it was a good fan. And so I really didn't want to change it out since I have all girls. I like the light. And I looked at it once and thought, oh, it's too difficult. I don't know how to take it apart. And I called my electrician brother the other day, and he explained to me. I took some pictures and sent it to him, and he explained how to fix it. So he said to just look for a similar one at a secondhand store. So today I was at a secondhand store, and lo and behold, right, came out on the cart in front of me this box that looked like a new ceiling fan, but I could see that it had been taped. So I opened it, and this was what they had put in there. This was the ceiling fan light fixture. They had taken the new blades and the new light fixture and attached it to their old ceiling fan. So they just had this and some plastic blades. And so I just spoke to the manager and I said, how much would you charge me for this broken thing? I just need one of these little things from the one I have at home. Anyway, it's very simple, which I'm really frustrated I waited so long to ask my brother about it. He was going to come down and do it and help me, but he lives, several hours away, and I thought that was silly to have him do that because I do my own lights and everything. I just had never taken apart a ceiling fan. I've installed them many times, but simple, very, very simple. Basically, this part hangs down like that, just hangs down. So what you do is there's little screws right there and on the other side where you can take that part off, but you don't want, I didn't take that whole part off, but I'm just showing you that because you have to pull it down to get to the wires. So inside, and you can see this is the old one that I had, and it's rusty, and that's why it wasn't contacting. This one obviously is broken, so we wouldn't want to use that one, so I just took off a new one. So what you do is you see a screw in there. You get a screwdriver, and you unscrew that, and you can see that's the little flat area that it screws to, and you can see right here there's a flat area where the screw goes onto it, so it sits on there. It's kind of like a little, it kind of sits on there. So you unscrew that screw, and then it comes out like this, and then there's the wires. At that point, make sure the power's off and the lights are out before you do any of this. But at that point, you can pull it out that far, and then I unscrewed the side screws. So I undid the one screw all the way and took the screw out, and the second one I just unscrewed a little bit. There's 3 on this one. I think there was only 2 on the one I did, but some of them you can actually just unscrew and then twist. You don't have to take the screw out all the way. That kind would be very nice, but this kind is older, so I actually had to take the screw out, and then the second one I just undid a little bit and left it kind of hanging a little bit. Then you undo the cap, and you take off, okay, so these are underneath there, right? So you take off the cap, and you take out the one that's broken, and because you've unscrewed it, it will just slide out, and you just take it out. Then you take the new one that you've purchased at the store or off of a similar one like I did, a used one. It has to be a similar make, 60 watt, similar inside. It has to be the same look inside. And you can compare the writing on the outside. Anyway, you slide the new wires from the new one in, and then you put them on with, and then twist them on with the cap. So this would be under that one, and that would be under that one. Okay, so they're twisted on, and the caps are on them, and then you can screw this back on. So then once I did that, I screwed them back on, and then you put this screw back in through the hole. Hard with one hand. Put it in through the hole, and then you can see that it will hang out the bottom. And then you screw it onto the metal thing, so you screw it down, and then you want it to be firm. See, I'm twisting this, it's very firm. So you make sure you screw it in all the way, it's there, and then you put the globe back on it, and then you can put the light bulb back on it. So You have to screw the bulb, the globe back on it before you put the bulb on. Then you put the bulb on, then you turn the power back on, and it works. Woo! And that is it. It took me like 10 minutes to replace it, and it's been out for years. And I didn't want to replace. I like the 3 light bulbs in the small room. I like the small blades on the ceiling fan. I like the color. It matches her little cream colored walls. So anyway, that is how you change out a socket on a ceiling fan rather than having to change out the whole part of the ceiling fan or change out the whole ceiling fan. So for $1, I just repaired that ceiling fan, and it's wonderful having the 3 lights working here again. It's now just a grandma's dress-up playroom, and right now my mother passed away, and so I've got all of her boxes in here, but they're empty. I just haven't gotten to put them away yet. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Check out my blog, thesecretisgratitude.com, and type in fix ceiling fan, and up should come, there's a search box at the bottom of the homepage, and up should come the post about this and with pictures in a little bit more detail. Thanks for watching.